in the Supercharger Showdown up at the beautiful Maryland International Raceway. If you like ProMod racing, head over to Piedmont Dragway next weekend as the Carolina No Time Series puts on a Big Dog versus a World ProMod event. $15,000 total purse. ProMod entry is absolutely free. So thanks to Lance Stanford and his group from Carolina No Time for getting that event lined up. That should be a big one close to home. I'm excited about that. So the Wolf Racing entry beside us. Chuck Olsch next door. Hey, the Wicked Pisser. Hope everybody's doing good in the Good Guys operation. Thank you guys for spending your Saturday morning right here on Pro Motor Vision. Alrighty, both cars are fired up. First pair coming down the racetrack. First pair coming down the racetrack. Stuck a tire just a little bit on the burnout. Chuck Olsch easing on back, found reverse today. Chucky pedals at one time, runs 378 at 201. That's going to get him up in the field. The Wolf car was skating around on the big end a little bit past the 330 cone, runs 405. Chucky lifted one time all the way and got back in. It runs 378 in the far lane at 201. Dwayne Wolf is 405, 150. That's going to be tough. That's going to be close. Depends on what happens. All right, Melanie Salimi in a beautiful slice of ice. Roots blown Chevy Camaro. Had to lift last night in her border run. That was a solid contender for the #1 spot. Andy Jensen over there also not doing his full thing last night in a small block single turbo entry. Jensen Racing engines on it. Let's see what Melanie can do in a heat. She's been 63, 64, 65 in these same conditions earlier in the week. I'm sure we'll look for a number like that. Morning. The bump was 386 for number 16, but number 15 was 373. Now it's 378. Bump 378. Jensen up on a wheelie bar immediately. Melanie's 407 still on the outside looking in. Jensen's 579.
It was good down low. It was 907 to 60. It was on one for sure, and then it started getting a little out of control. And she lifted there, and Jensen, it was 951 short time, and then went away after that.
Once again, not if you heard, Melanie was 907.60, 245, and then it lifted up on 2 wheels, and she's out of it. Jensen was 951 at a 60-foot, but he was in trouble by 330. Michael Nauman in the beautiful nitrous-powered Chevy Camaro. The Drummond-powered turbocharged Mustang. Really unique color combination on the Mustang right here. The Drummond car and beautiful carbon fiber work. Michael Nauman out of Florida up here. Jamie Miller helping with the tuning and the calling the shots on the nitrous machine. M&M transmissions on the back. Mentor Motorsports, Schweitzer Dynamics. Atomizer racing injectors on the Drummond machine. Nice looking wrap on the machine. I'm pretty much 100% sure that's a wrap. Michael Nauman, Parlay, nitrous power, Steve Drummond, twin turbocharger. Runs 393.5, 186. You saw the Mustang strike a tire, chattered it out to 60 foot, and he gets out of it at 704. Michael Nauman, 393.5 at 186 miles an hour. Super tire shake right here for the Mustang. All right, Manny Bajinga coming down a hill in his ProMod.
More qualifiers left to work on the tune-up.
Kurt Stedding in the P2 Racing and Contracting Machine, YO Motorsports. Noonan, tie drive, NGK spark plugs in the far lane. Stedding's fired up. Bajinga's running. Here we go. Manny Bajinga in the Pro Line powered. Camaro beside us in a screw-blown YO Motorsports P2 Contracting. car's ripping a tire. Neither one of them going to make the trip. Chris Moore, if you know him watching, know anything about what's going on at Fayetteville Motorsports Park, shoot me a message later. Once again, neither car making the trip. Steading's 546. He's 0 for 2. 738 for Manny Bajinga and the crew.
Number 14 qualifiers, got a little bit of breathing room here.
Derek Ward coming down a hill in American Pride golf cart service machine, a screw blown SS Camaro. Joe Winsley in a Pro Charge Camaro in the far lane. Winsley running 2 cars here, big tire and a small car, tire car. Derek Ward was 71, I think, last night, if my memory serves me correct. Racing in memory of his father, Rodney Ward, this weekend. Be thinking about Derek and his family and team as he's racing with a heavy heart after the loss of his father earlier this week. Chuck Colts riding by. For Derek's car, jumped around a little bit on the big end. 368.4, 371 over there in the far lane for Joel Winsley and the boys. 371, a bump just dropped down to 373. 16 car field. Nice run both sides of the racetrack.
Good rip for Joel Winsley.
Tyler Hard coming down the hill in that Noonan powered Pro Charger machine. Tyler Hard Racing. Scott Nabriata. S&I Racing and Contracting. Beautiful Ford Mustang. Extreme Racing engines under the hood. Pro Charger sticking on front of the motor. Thanks to S&I Racing and S&I Contracting for coming on board and see ProMod for about 2 years. Pops riding along, a little smoke on the big end. Hopefully it wasn't nothing major, but they got plenty of time to do some work. We won't run again until probably 9:30, 10 o'clock tonight. Great crowd of folks piling in here to YellowBullet Nationals. Tyler Hard easing on back. 370 with an 8, 201 miles an hour for Tyler Hard. Running in non-lockup trim this weekend, 370 with an 8.
200+ miles an hour.
Didn't quite see what happened to Scott's car in the far lane, but he was out of it just past the 60-foot cone. Tyler Hard scooting on down through there, 370 with an 8.
And the top sportsman parade. He's on trucking.
Mike Decker III, a.k.a. Hollywood Decker, coming up in the Decker Salvage, ISI Demolition, Tie Drive, Gil Mobley Motorsports, Middlesex Metals Machine. Steve King and the pilot, Miller King, Savage Operation in the far lane. They got that beauty scooting up through there to run Top Sportsman, old fuel-injected Bel Air.
Get our neck bear ProMod.
Decker currently sitting number 10 right now. Savage crew over there has been putting a lot of work into the car. Got a lot of new parts and pieces on there. They're still trying to find the best tune-up for it. Let's see what's going on. Both cars safely finding reverse and on our way back. Hey, thanks for watching from Williamsburg, VA. Decker gonna take a win light with 371, but Steve King and the boys, the pilot Miller King is 367 with a 4. 367 with a 4 for King, 371 for Decker 3.
Got 371.
Turbo Todd Moyer, aka Turbo Todd, that Pro Charger Todd, out of Texas, in the Extreme Racing Engine ZL1 Camaro. The world's fastest reversing ProMod in the far lane, Kevin McCurdy, in that second Tyler Hard Racing entry. Noonan Power in a Z28. Unfortunately, I will not be at Galot. I'll be with the Northeast in Maryland. We'll be racing for $30,000 that weekend. I may come down there on Thursday. Once again, that was Todd Moore who came blazing by right beside us in the Extreme Racing Engine ZL1 Chevrolet Camaro. McCurdy's in slow motion today. Not sure what's going on. Maybe he doesn't like the fame of going fast backwards. laps around a mile-an-hour cone, race 379 at 197. Kevin McCurdy got a bracket car this weekend, goes 365.8 at 206 in the heat. 365.8. I'm sorry, I am filming from the right lane only because my internet access point is right beside me, and I'm trying to get a high-quality video because due to the large volume of spectators here, the cell service is almost non-existent now. I do apologize for that. One more equipment upgrade in the books to get a little bit better access router with some more range, but this is what we got to do today. I do apologize, but I like putting out a high-quality content video. All righty, a couple of the baddest men in the land coming down the hill. Ken Cartuccio in the Serial Killer, the Yenko Red Camaro, and Jason Lee in the Coast Packaging Machine. Barely bumped out last night, ended up number 5 in the Pro Charger in the far lane. To the 4-car shootout, which will still count as qualifying, but those guys are racing for an additional $10,000 today. Jason Lee in the Coast Packaging Machine in the far lane. Pro charged entry. Of course, everybody knows Ken Cartuccio's beautiful Serial Killer right here. Jamie Miller calling the shots on that. Drag race, 364.6, showing some smoke going through the finish line for Jason Lee, 366.5. So we got 64.6 versus 65. Bump still at 73.
Day number 5.
All righty, first pair, the 4-car additional shootout. Todd Tutterow in the far lane, number 2 qualifier, number 3 qualifier, the beautiful Ford Mustang. The Gallegos, Robert G. Gallegos family racing entry. Robert, only 2 years into ProMod drag racing, races all over the country. What a fine gentleman. First time he's ever raced without his wife and kids. I don't know if they're watching, but he did mention to say hey to you. He's sorry you couldn't be here. So Robert behind the wheel. Lee White calling the shots up there. Grant O'Rourke very involved in the car. Proline Pro Charger versus a YO Motorsports screwblower. This ought to be a doozy. Once again, this is the first pair. We're still qualifying, but we got a 4-car shootout for an additional $10,000 put up by the great people at Churchview Farms, Schweitzer Dynamics, Davis Racing Engine, John DeSerbo Construction, Canvas Plus for the top 4 qualifiers from last night. Tutterow was out of it, seen Robert was in trouble and gets back in and gonna take the win light at 4:07. Robert ended up shooting through there after he straightens it back up at 4:26. Once again, we're gonna look at a racetrack. Wow, I didn't see that one coming. I thought they'd both blast out through there. They must have had them turned up to grizzly hunt. Tutterow picking up a win light. Out of it by the 100-foot marker. Looks over, seen Gallagher goes sideways and out of it. Todd runs out of the back door at 4:07, 194. Robert can't get there at 4:26. The top sportsman cars are coming up. Hey! Ronnie Proctor and the gang coming around. Mike Decker Jr., #1 qualifier. Multi-time, multi-year Pro Nitrous World Champion Jim Halsley in the YellowBullet.com machine right beside us. #4 qualifier. Winner will get Todd Tutterow in a $10,000 match tonight. Decker runs 365.4. Halsey gave him a run. He was out on him. 367. Let's look at the time slip. Decker runs 931. 246 in the middle. 365.4. Halsey was 926. 25 on the tree to Decker's 44. He was behind at 60 foot, 247.7, 367.4. Folks, that was a drag race.
Great transportation for putting together.
Thanks for everybody that supports us this deal. Y'all know who they are right here. I appreciate it. I couldn't be here without you. Remember, we're going to be the last class to run later tonight, so if you don't hear anything from me for the rest of the day, don't be alarmed. We'll be back on around 10 o'clock tonight, I would assume. Mike Decker and Todd Tutterow, kind of unofficial teammates, squaring off for 10 grand. See you later. Thanks for watching. Appreciate all the love.